good 1-1. And we see a lot of Kev spam here from the leftover Smurfs. Okay. In the anti-Kev, okay, Hawk brings camels. I'm glad to see this unit again, even if I'm still super torn on if it's really the solution for everything. But I guess with the two best anti-Kevs in the game being banned, camels get more interesting again. Unfortunately, they do not like fire, and muskets are currently more common to be seen on the battlefield with their liquid fire. Also, fire archers are a very common thing currently. And they could also be taken for trying to snipe off Kokos. So there might be a world where the fire archers immediately counter. The camels and make them useless. So yeah, not overcooking them, just bringing one set, I guess, is a fair try. Because they are definitely very potent on the flanks. As these stubborn animals they are. Blocking off Kev. Another tower pushing phase, but to be fair, on White Egg Fort, these Kevs, or these tower pushing phases are not that uninteresting as on other maps, because the map offers a lot of potential for Sally plays. We've seen it through like all the last tournaments. We've seen variations of Sallys on the map. Infantry Sallys, Kev Sallys, mixed Sallys, range supported Sallys, because range from the top here can hit onto the supply. But Altushki here in red do have the joy of not getting sallied. It looks like that the LeftoverSmurfs really want to go back to their own supply, play a little bit more backward, which could make sense since there is still Kokos in the game. And Sachiko, thanks a lot for the follow, buddy. I do really appreciate your support. 500 followers reached. Thanks a lot, guys. Getting that milestone done. Welcome, welcome. And we are still waiting for gates to be opened. Towers to be pushed. Unit value is also not too far apart. I mean, we saw it already in the loading screen. Unit diversity was big, a lot of greens and blues mixed in. And I do think that makes a lot of sense on this map, because consistent pressure for both sides is a very interesting thing to achieve. I also like when you guys fire up your favorite players. Keep supporting them in the chat, especially in the Twitch bots. These guys will see the comments, and I think they will really appreciate it. And we see a kind of forward position still for the LeftoverSmurfs. Units comms being adjusted by Altushki. They're not rushing it. I mean, that makes sense. Time is semi-time critical, I would say, on the map. It's not like one of these maps where you need to be like super fast. So I think like taking a good amount of time and trying to figure out solid warbands to attack with makes sense. The only problem is, like, if you play the chess game of swapping unit comps around, the defender always has an edge here, because they can sit on two supplies where they are capable of adjusting their warbands always before you push. So like, going to waste too much time on it is not the way to go as an attacker. Focus are brought out, wall control is established before, gate control is also established, very good. That's very good practice here by Altushki, getting these Kokos safe up onto the wall. And the Kevs are already all spread out. I'm not quite sure if I like it, actually. If you have a lot of leadership to bring, having so many Kevs out from the start, I don't know, like showing all your kevs always early is not that good, and it's wasting double unit potential, especially on a map with 2 supplies. So one of these supplies will always be kind of free. Also, there's a lot of Orochis. And very, very good answer here, bringing out a set of Arbalists additionally to the comp for Altushki. Very good unit selection game from Altushki. I do really see improvements there. They are showing a lot of signs of an improved and good team currently. Adjusting the unit comp according to what they see. But as I said, they might still get cheese. Like maybe showing all these kevs right now is a bait to put them on anti-kev heavy comps and then punish them with infantry. But now the first fight is finally starting. Kokos on the stairs, having the range advantage. Also muskets pre-fight. Both sides dancing back and forth. LeftoverSmurfs definitely need to hit a very, very good timing, because if they do not hit a good timing, the infantry will be dead before the Kev arrives. Solid trap here onto the Yan Dao. Yan Dao player is not aware until now. I'm not sure how many bullets really hit into this area, because it's very surrounded by the buildings. And the answer is none. Kev starts going, but is getting interrupted here by a very, very good Orochi play. But one Orochi at the corner is not enough to stop this Kev swarm. And now the Kev fiesta is beginning. I definitely get old Rough Justice vibes with that amount of Kev. I definitely like to see that. Even if it's not the most tactical thing to do, it's actually fun to see. Very quick bursty fights, something we did not see in a long time in these very shield-driven games we had for the most part, also during this tournament, but also in Siege and Ranked. And Ryu, welcome, welcome. Witnessing this very, very strong first trade here for the LeftoverSmurfs. Unit trade still, I would say, was just a slight advantage for them, but they had a very clean A defense, so time is now running a bit lower for the attacking team. But we see the good old Arbalists in the gate, securing the gate area, and we see a very compact gate push here, getting Instinct Kagan off the point. Unfortunate for him that his unit and him were so alone, but the reinforcements are coming in hot now. Interesting flank action there. Yan Dao's getting traded out by the Arbalists. Good Hussars across the point and into the gate. They made it through. Holy shit, that was a very long charge for these Hussars. I think they got a decent value. Classico, we will definitely check that. If he has a high unit kill score, these Hussars might be the answer why. Andruban now from the backside. Nom nom nom, the Couturiers are eating. And now I feel like LeftoverSmurfs are overcommitting here units one by one. I'm not quite sure this is the answer, but on the other hand, Altushki is dropping low again on the point and not getting reinforcements. So Leftovers doing everything correct and keep re-wiping here. And now the stress is definitely up for Altushki. They do not manage to get clean trades and get solid supply blocks off. So I think one part of it is the chain knight here on the supply doing a good job with his USP melee, keeping the supply clean so they can pull enough units to maintain the fight on A. But still A is only a touch away from getting kept here. And Altushki, they are calling for a slow reset here because they know they need to win this next fight anyway. And they do not need a lot of cap time. They just need to win the fight if they want to have a chance. So it's definitely a good call here to go for a reset, to make sure everyone is respawned, everyone is in position to get the most damage off. But also leftovers, they have a chance now of resetting, readjusting, and reposition their defense. And they're going once more for this chaotic spread out style that served them so well in the first fight and the second. But now the fire archers from the top are shooting into all of these waiting green units and Kevs. Couturiers getting stopped at the bottom of the stairs. I think that was a little bit of a rush. Maybe these Couturiers should have waited a little bit, because these Hellbards are not the greatest against infantry, but they will hurt your Kev. Nonetheless, leftovers are making it up the wall. Good dive here into the range by Banzai, taking out a good portion of these archers, but he pays with his life. But he also bound a lot of heroes there that were desperately trying to keep him out of the backline. There was a massive overcommitment here to the backline by Altushki, but it didn't hurt their frontline capabilities, and they're making it slowly down the stairs into the now open Kev area. Question is there Kev left in leftovers? And the answer is some. 3 Kevs on the way. Even Hussars, and these Hussars could get onto the long road here. If they're not getting trailed out by the Couturiers. No, they are not. Also, Hussar player did not use his charge, and this is the moment for the Hussar player to absolutely clean up the fight. Is the Hussar player hitting or not? He has good chances. He's the last one to come. He kind of late started the charge and did not really go into the very middle of the point, but I think he cut off a decent amount of units there. And this is enough to wipe the point once more. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Unit rate still pretty even, but the time is ticking down. Still only 1 or 2 seconds of capping are needed. But I think now Altushki, they go for the desperation. We respawn in any way, go push, and they pay with their lives for it. But I guess that's a lose-lose scenario where you just where you are so forced into hard committing immediately. And what started out pretty solid for them got absolutely slaughtered by leftovers once and once again with their very spread out agile defense. Something we do not see like too often, but I really do enjoy this playstyle. Well played for the first match here by LeftoverSmurfs. And Aste, thanks a lot, man, for the follow. We really appreciate it. Welcome. By the way, guys, since we had the discussion back in the day, I had to take out the music since I'm uploading the VODs on my YouTube channel as well. And for whatever reason, the in-game music sometimes, like not always, but sometimes gets me copyright claimed. And yeah, since I don't want to run into like weird problems or yes, I have disabled the music. I'm here with the 160 unit kills MVP. Solid match as well. I think tons of Kev here. Altushki. Unfortunately, that was not the rest of his team. Also solid in performance. I mean, that also already showed in the unit beforehand. Silent here with a very strong 5-1, 161 kills performance. Also a million damage against this very... I mean, we see some of them, but I feel like, yeah, they struggle so much with holding flanks against Kev. that's not really a good idea to like overdo it. I think they're amazing for, you know, like having this double use on the front of a blob where you just walk down opposing infantry. And you also make it Kev immune for the walk duration. So having like 1 or 2 of them on the front of your blob is actually, I think, a good idea. But if you use them as a flank cover, I feel like they're not the greatest unit for it. Because after one walk, they're useless. If the walk gets baited out, there's no effect. While in the other case, they are still walking down infantry. So yeah, let me guys, as always, let me guys know if you agree on my thoughts, if you have different ideas or better explanations why certain behaviors are shown or not shown. Since we're all here on the journey of learning competitive CB. And we see immediate trap against the Sally. One set of shield is sneaking out to take some space here for Altushki. Trap is over and now the time for the main blob is come. Has come, I'm very sorry. And the fire archers are raining down from the wall into these Rattan marksmen. Very, very solid counter as we pointed out in the first game. The range here up on this wall is denying all the range of the defender, or at least some of the range. Good job, well designed strategy by Altushki here. And the chaos on the ground is real. Units left and right. Trade is slightly in favor of LeftoverSmurfs. But the skirmishes keep going. I know if that was the greatest Kev here by the defender in the end. Just cleaning up the very few last models and then losing a lot of the Kev in the rest of the Demens Abilis, sorry. And good reset here by the defender onto the point itself. And LeftoverSmurfs, they do have to reset. They still did not hit their towers, so Sally number 2 is an option. Also, Musket Silent should not die on this wall if he's getting caught out. Nah, he managed to get down. He missed the ladder a little bit. And then is getting caught in the second Sally. We predicted it here. He is trying his best, but a lonely musket without cooldowns is most likely a dead musket. Unless you're not getting hit, he is dancing. While the rest of Altushki tries to chase him while losing units. That's always the danger if you're overcommitting to kill heroes that have no units and no threat potential. It might make you lose engagements. And finding a good balance there is very important. And it looks like that the second Sally is also getting killed again. Great, again, also not super uneven. But the time is definitely ticking down and so far no towers are hitting. But left tower is making good progress. Also very good positioning here by the longbow to snipe out these archers on the wall.
As you command.
Let's be muddy, so it's... I guess it's a not set longbow. I think he's playing the chain dart gear. Just swaps to longbow. So obviously he takes a little bit longer to take down these archers on the wall. But nonetheless, it has impact. And works out pretty fine. And finally, the towers have hit the wall, and we see another bunch of Kev being pulled out. Small critique, since I was appreciating a lot how Altushki did treat the unit pulling behavior in the first game. Having all these Kevs out right now is maybe not the smartest idea if they want to go for a Sally. because then it's predictable. But I do think they are swapping out the units mostly. I think it was just the behavior, the good behavior, especially by all their players to go and try to have the Cav out to maybe reinforce an ongoing fight. But yeah, both sides reset. Unit trade for Altushki got a little worse. So LeftoverSmurfs did a very great job of countering these sallies. And now the question is, are the fights getting forced on the wall? Some of the LeftoverSmurfs are already taking the wall on the right side and starting the rush down. I'm not quite sure if this is the correct thing to do. Timing looks off. The defender here has the shorter rotation way, so outspeeding them is very often not the play. And they also didn't go down, they just tried to pull everyone away from the wall, it looks like. Then the rotation game was on point, well played, good execution here. Attempted hero catches on the top, but the top is secured. They are now bringing up their specials, alias their archers, onto the wall. Not the best trap so far. Oh god, I wish I knew who that was. Crazy team trap, actually. But I do hope it didn't hurt their capabilities to push too much. Also getting out a solid amount of cap that most likely will go through the breach over the back supply that is already kept. Or through the gate. Ideally both. Also the currently standard arbalists in the gate are in position. Archers on the top, arbalists in the gate. And now the question is, who will reign the chaos? So far leftover setup looked good, but all these Cavs did not really make it through in the blob. And it looks like Altushki is losing a lot of units, but not too much space for now. But they won the one side and they are now collapsing onto the main fight, and now also leftovers are starting to bleed units. Good supply blocks going on. I think these supply blocks are way better than we've seen them by Altushki. Good idea with the Rattan round sheets here to block the supply. This unit is very, very durable because of the debuff and their block on top. But Altushki wiped the front side mostly, but immediately second wave is pulled in by leftovers. They control both of the supplies, and that should be the end for the A point. And this also might push the unit trade further if Altushki is not immediately calling to retreat these units. But maybe they also feel like they need to, because they're otherwise not winning here. Maybe it's already a little bit of desperation. They now took over the control of the supply. But Shanks is still dancing on the supply. They can't kill him. He keeps auto-attacking to maintain his CCI, but finally he died. But he bought so much time. Well played, Shanks. So his team is now set up to catch the fleeing troops and push the unit trade further and further into their advantage. Silent one here with a good Coutelier charge. Taking out more fleeing units. And I guess we get another soft little reset by both of the teams. LeftoverSmurfs here with the advantage in unit numbers. And especially as an attacker on this end cap, having more units that you can double pull from this very close supply is definitely a huge, like absolute huge chance. Also, Tummelwiese, thanks a lot, buddy, for coming over with 43 people. I hope everyone had a great time. I don't know why you already raid. I think maybe because you play yourself. So in that case, I wish you a good game. And also welcome everyone who came over. We are today enjoying all the Div 1 games. And we see some aggression here by Altushki. Nice try to catch the attackers off guard here. But the trap is well placed and good reacted. And might mark the end of Altushki here. They're bleeding more and more units. Good Yan Yudao wipe here by LeftoverSmurfs. Another Lancer Cav rushing through. Getting stuck in the wall. But brawling out some of the other Cavs from Altushki. But yeah, that pushed the unit trade over the edge. Altushki here with a very, very strong game. They were definitely on the same level as the leftovers. But yeah, they were lacking just this little bit of day form luck or maybe unit composition today. But yeah, well played to both teams. Very interesting match. So definitely appreciated the shift in the meta. With like this massive special and shield bans. And now the last brave hearts of Altushki are dancing on the point. Trying being the last one here. Dancing as long as he can. But he is ultimately getting choked and taken down. And Altushki unfortunately loses 2-2. But congrats to the winner, LeftoverSmurfs. Well played. Nescano here with 145 unit kills due to good unit management. Shanks. Yeah, being down here in the second test. I do really think, guys, even if I know robots are absolutely messed up, he did a very crucial role in blocking the supply to ensure the team is getting the 8. So they were beating the timer. So yeah, well played also playing the crucial role. On the other side, Ronnie with 169 unit kills. Also very well played, very solid match. And a lot of dead Cav on the kill score. Very good. I saw dead attacks sticking to the individuals. So if you guys want to stop and check, just do it as you. It will be also on YouTube after the game day, somewhere in the night, because I'm using the upload feature. And we will be back after a little break. So, grab a snack, grab a toilet break, and we just